everybody, I'm Megan.
I'm Wendy.
And welcome to a Girls Gone Christmas episode of Long Story Short, the podcast. And today we are going to be discussing the Hallmark Christmas movie, A Timeless Christmas.
Okay, so first I want to say that something's happening to me where I am looking forward to watching these movies each week.
Yep, see, little by little, we're bringing you in.
And it's becoming like a family affair. So
Yeah.
I'm sorry if you can hear my dog in the background. She's fine. She's just mad at me. So last weekend I was like, oh, hey guys, it's Sunday night. We're going to watch A Timeless Christmas and it's about this time traveler. And so my husband's like, yeah, I'll watch it. My daughter was like, yeah. I'll definitely watch it. So I think she is happy to see, Scroogey mom get excited over.
Oh, see, look at the benefits. Everyone's
that's
happy.
What's happening. So she ended up not watching it with us. So my husband and I watched it. And Megan, this one was a capital DUD for me.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
Okay, well, let me just say that after the absolute disaster of Never Kiss a Man in a Christmas Sweater, which could not decide what kind of movie that it wanted to be, like, was it the redemption story of, like, she had broken him? Was it the story of, like, bringing these military families together? Was it a gingerbread house building theme? We don't know. I felt like this movie had, like, a very calm, easy to follow through line, and I appreciated that.
Okay, so A Timeless Christmas is about Charles Whitley travels from 1903 to 2020 where he meets Megan Turner and experiences a 21st century Christmas starring Erin Cahill and Ryan Paevey. Done.
Okay, so let's talk leading man, where we haven't made that a main feature, but I did think maybe he would stand out a little bit to you.
Okay. Very nice looking man. Is that what you want to hear?
Well, yes.
Okay. Good looking man. The problem I have from like the first scene, it takes place in 1903. The dude is not going to have a nice faded beard like he did. He would have a big, huge, scruffy beard. They didn't have electric razors with clippers that could like give him that nice whatever. Right?
That's funny. Well, I also was noticing in the auction they have those like two pendant lights hanging down.
Oh,
I don't know if it, like over the auctioneer, and I'm like, I don't know if that's really true to the time. They were just in like a big empty room with like a green curtain on one side. I was like, well,
so when I watch these things now, I go, okay, budget, because you have said for several episodes now that the budgets are usually pretty low on these things. So maybe they don't.
Churning out 24 new movies.
I know. So leading man,
Meh. He gets a meh from you.
he gets a hello when he changes into like 2020 clothes into 20 in a 21st century, outfit. He looked real nice.
Okay, what else did you like about this movie? Anything?
I thought the main actress, Erin Cahill, who plays Megan, she was adorable. Is she a Hallmark darling? Is she like in a bunch of movies?
Yeah, she's not in a ton of their Christmas movies, but she's definitely like a made-for-TV movie actress.
Got it.
And I really enjoyed her too. I liked her. I thought she was very cute.
I thought she was singing adorable, and I really noticed her freckles, and I was like,
Yes.
did you too?
Yeah, and I was impressed that they didn't cover them up. Like, they did her makeup in a way that they came through.
Which made me go, there's a trend to get like
Oh, are they tattooed?
They're not tattooed. They're like done with like henna ink, so they like go away eventually. But yeah.
Well, I'm looking at other pictures of her online, and the freckles are definitely hers. She has beautiful skin, so I appreciated that they let that come through.
I thought she was good. I thought she was a good actress. She was cute. I actually thought they were both good actors.
Agree.
I thought the movie storyline was so boring. So boring. Okay, but this movie was adapted from a novel by Alexis Stanton. Did you know that?
I did, and So many of these movies have novel companions, and
Oh.
sometimes I think the novels are written after the fact, like they're written to go,
Yeah.
but this one, yes, I believe did come first.
So I wonder if that's why this movie had kind of a like a through line. It wasn't like 800, you know, stories.
Yes, perhaps because they were working from a book that already existed.
Exactly.
Look, I enjoyed this movie. I felt like it didn't have a lot of wacky subplots going on. There wasn't a lot of action, but I liked the sweet little story of the man who accidentally time traveled based on a broken clock 117 years into the future.
I just I couldn't believe the story. Now I know I'm not supposed to. Like I know that it's ridiculous that there is going to be a man who travels from 1903 to 2020 and ends up staying here and falling in love.
Yeah, the time travel stories. There was a Christmas book that I read this year that also had like a time travel element, and I could do without them. But like I said, I did like this movie. I liked when he was asking her, like she was trying to explain the internet, and she's like, mostly we
Yeah.
use it to argue with strangers, and I
That was
appreciated
funny.
that.
That was very
Um,
funny.
what did you wish for in this movie? Is it more action that you wanted? Is it, we know you wanted more sexual tension.
Of course, always. That was my
Yes.
biggest complaint to my husband
Yeah.
while we were watching this. So that's going to always be my answer. Like, I need more sexual tension between the two characters to make me believe that there is some kind of chemistry between them.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know when this was filmed?
I do not, but I did not believe it was filmed during the winter. The outdoor shots are so tight that it's like they don't want to show too much of what's going on.
What I wondered is, do you think it was filmed in 2020, like earlier this year?
I don't know. What's the question? Where are we going?
Get to the point, Wendy. Is what
No,
you're
I'm
trying to
just
say?
saying like I
I would have liked to have seen some sort of adaptation to the storyline that he actually travels to the 2020 we're experiencing right now. I think that would have been a better movie.
Yeah, that's the weird. None of these movies, as far as I know, address 2020 as we know it. And so that's really, on the one hand, it's like kind of like a nice escape. On the other hand, yeah, it would be nice. He shows up and everyone's in a mask and,
Yeah.
right?
Uh-huh.
But I don't know how you navigate that. But
Yeah.
one thing I didn't like is like when he first arrives, first of all, like he time travels and he's like laying on the floor of his house. Like that was very weird to me. Like he just like wakes up in the house and it's like
He doesn't know how he got there or
yeah, it's like fast forward to a tour. I'm like writing notes and I'm like fast forward to a tour of the mansion and then all caps where he is on the floor. LOL OMG. Those were my notes because like okay. And then he comes down and of course they're like reenacting life at the Whitley house. And all of a sudden this person appears in the house upstairs and no one has ever seen him. They're like, he must be an actor sent by the agency.
right.
And then what I didn't like is there's a little bit too much like who's on first because obviously like he's confused because he's just traveled here 117 years in the past and they have no idea. Obviously they're not suspecting that he's from the past, but he's like, what is that flying machine when he walks outside? And like, why are you in my house? And I don't know. I found some of that to be a little bit hokey.
Hokey is a good way to put it.
And then she's like, I'll explain television to you tomorrow. And then he accidentally like turns it on. It's like blaring Christmas carols in his face. I don't know. That was a little like,
when he's like, am I going to see myself in this mirror? Well, that's not a mirror, silly. That's a television. My husband and I were just looking at each other. We were like, this is so bad.
okay. Can I tell you that I did feel badly for him when so they let him, like, he sleeps in the house, and the next morning he wakes up and, like, everyone's in the house. Kind of sad that his house isn't his house anymore, and it's a place of business, and I didn't even write down the name of Megan's co-worker, who they don't really ever let in on the joke, not the joke, of the real story. Oh, we're just letting him stay in the house. I don't know. I felt really badly for him that he had to keep up this ruse. And basically his life's work had been undone because he disappeared.
What did he technically do? What was his life's work? Oh, he was some sort of engineer or something?
Yeah, kind of like an inventor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did feel badly for him. And I also noted that I always have secondhand embarrassment for the characters when they sing Christmas carols.
Oh my God, please tell me you saw that part. Please, please, please. When she sings "We Wish You a Merry Christmas" and she was like, had weird, awkward, like, body movements when she was singing it.
It's always so uncomfortable when they
No.
sing Christmas carols in these movies. I like physically was in pain cringing.
I had to rewind it and show my husband again. I was like, look how awkward she's moving. And then we had to Google and find out when that song was written, because I didn't hear his line about, like, he didn't know the song, because she's like, everybody knows this song. And he's like, not in 1903. So I was like, okay, let's see when this was written. It was written after 1903.
Oh, see, look, true to the time.
Yeah, so I was like, okay. Yes, but I laughed out loud when she was very awkward singing that song.
Okay, let's jump to the "Did you see that?" where we discuss questions and plot holes we have about this movie.
Okay.
It's not so much plot holes as for me as it is like unresolved issues, because what's the name of his rival?
I don't remember.
Okay, we'll just call him the rival. So we have Eliza, his fiance. It's very clear in the beginning that they're not really in love, right? This is like a marriage of convenience.
Mm-hmm.
He's not willing to go to her parents' Christmas party. He just, he's expected to be married at his age and they're getting married. So that didn't feel like, okay, fine, he's okay with leaving her behind, right?
Right.
My question is, Megan knows that the real Eliza of the past moves on and gets married to his rival and doesn't tell him. And there's a couple points at which it's almost revealed and she kind of stops that from happening.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think she should have kept that secret from him?
I don't know why she was trying to spare his feelings. No, who cares? Tell him.
Well, also, like, he didn't love her.
Right.
So,
there was no, he wasn't, like, yearning to be reunited with Eliza at all. He was. That's what they made it seem. But, like, there was a disconnect from the beginning of how he felt for her. Yeah.
I mean, maybe he would be upset that she married his rival simply because that man was his rival, but not because he had any deep feelings for her. Maybe he felt like ownership over her. But other than that, also, in the end of the movie, he decides to stay.
Yeah.
How does this possibly work? This man does not exist in 2020. Like, how are you going to get identification? Where are you going to live?
Right.
How are you going to get a job if you don't have an education or any job experience
Girl,
and you're 32 years old?
He is going to continue to play Mr. Whiteley or Whitley or whatever his name is.
And that is a job you can retire on. Excuse me for being an elitist, but I do not believe that is going to bring him fulfillment for the rest of his life.
Well, he found a sugar mama in Megan who is going to take care of him. It's terrible.
As playing Rosie the maid for the rest of her life. So
no. Didn't she have some kind of schooling or something? She was going to be a professor. I don't know.
She was going to be a professor. She turns down that job because she wants to continue to work at the Whitley, and she has ideas that we don't get let in on about things to do with the Whitley mansion going forward, and I guess they're going to do that as a team. I mean, this is one of those, I am a hater, but this is one of those when my husband's like, I just want to move to a small town and open an ice cream shop, right? Like, yeah, that'd be nice. And no.
Okay. No. You're funny. Here is, did you see that moment for me? When she was going to the school to interview for the job, and it just so happened that the missing clock was on display.
I mean, the second she started walking around, I'm like, she's gonna see the clock.
Exactly. I did text you a picture. I don't know if you remember.
Oh, you sent me 2 gifts. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. I sent you 2 gifts. One, because the first one was like, how am I going to get back to 1903? And the first thing I thought was 1.21 gigawatts. Like, hook that clock up to a lightning rod and let's make this thing happen. It was so funny to me. I kept making Back to the Future jokes during the whole entire movie.
Yes.
And then there was another part where he made some kind of mention about like doing exactly the same thing as he did the night that he went missing or whatever. And I was like, now we're in a Freaky Friday moment where they're like trying to recreate the exact same thing so they can switch bodies back. So, this movie
didn't do it for you. That is so funny. This for me was a very solid offering. Not one of my favorites, but what I want in a Hallmark movie. I want a sweet little story. I want a little bit of Christmas decor. I want it to just relax me and lull me to sleep, quite frankly. And I think it did that. Let's check in with our niece count because we have the niece count off screen in this movie. Did you notice?
No, I didn't.
When they were shopping, she's like, "Oh, I am shopping for my nieces." So,
I
boom.
missed it. Oh,
Boom.
my God. That's hilarious.
Yep.
Hilarious. Good call, Megan.
Now, isn't it weird? So Megan is the great-great-granddaughter of Rosie, his beloved maid, who kind of was like a maternal figure to him in my mind, even though I don't think she was that much older. She was very kind of, I think she played that role a little bit. So is it weird that then he goes and hooks up with her like great-great-granddaughter 100 years in the future? No?
I want to make a connection here with a show outside of Hallmark, if I may.
Please.
Recently, Bravo debuted the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City.
Yes, I
Did
know
you
where
watch
this is
it?
going. No, but I read things.
The girl is married to her grandma's
Step-grandfather.
ex-husband. It's something wackadoo. So
Didn't her grandmother ask her to marry him? That's my understanding.
I don't know what the story is.
I think her
just know
grandmother was
she's-
like, "I need you to marry him." That's the story as I heard it. Could be false. I have not yet watched the new cast.
So I don't think it's too much of a stretch that Charles Whitley is now in love with his maid's
Great-great-granddaughter.
Great-great-granddaughter. Yeah. I don't know.
Okay, what else? Did I have anything else?
I had another did you see that? But
Please.
okay, when he tells her that there's like proof that he's from 1903 where it's hidden under the rug in his office, and she's like tapping around on the floor, tap 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 tap, then finds the secret underfloor compartment, which I said to my husband, "Why don't we have those anymore? That would be really cool." And he said, "What would you put on there?" I was like, "I don't know, jewelry or something. I think it's a great idea." Anyway, that's a side note. So she finds the stuff. It's all dusty and cobwebbed. But then she's flipping through his dang journal and the pages are pristine and she's just put in her big old thumb marks on them. There's no... It's so dumb! I mean, not that I'm looking for like some tattered pages, but like she's just like thumbing through this journal like it's like no big deal, you know?
Well, also, how do things get dusty when they're like inside the floorboards?
Underground.
Like, how does dust get in there?
I said the same thing. The same thing. I'm sorry that I'm the hater in this. This is what I enjoy about these movies. While they do kind of spark some Christmas joy in me, I do love to make commentary as I'm watching them. So
Love to hate them.
I love to hate them. Yes. Yes.
All right, where does this fall for you on a ranking out of 4 stars?
Okay. This is what I'm struggling with because I gave Never Kiss a Man in a Christmas Sweater 1 star.
This is not a 1-star movie. Okay.
I think this was worse than that movie.
No!
So I don't know if the Christmas Sweater movie should be a 2 and this should be a 1. See how I'm struggling here?
No. I don't see any way in which Christmas Sweater is better than this movie. No. Oh, we're gonna fight. Okay.
What
Are you giving a revised 2-star ranking to Christmas Sweater and this one gets a 1? Oh, I have to tell you, you're in for some I think you're gonna be disappointed. Okay.
Can I give this one a half star and then keep my 1-star rating for Christmas Sweater?
in pain that you're ranking this below Christmas sweater. For me, this is a 2 3/4 stars. It's like Star Search.
Well, that's not even really that great, Megan. 2 3/4 is not that great.
No, but I always, when people book rankings are often done in 5 stars. Like Goodreads has 5 stars as an offering. I always say like a 3-star book is a perfectly acceptable ranking, right? Not every book is the greatest book ever. There's lots of books that are just perfectly fine to read and enjoy and move on with your life. That's how I feel about this movie. It was fine. I enjoyed it. I don't need to watch it again. It's not the greatest movie I've ever seen, but it was a solid offering.
Okay. I'm sorry. I don't know.
I need to be sorry.
I need to know. Please email us at meganandwendy@gmail.com because I need to know who else liked this movie. Do you fall with Wendy or are you on Megan's side? That's what I need to know. I will tell you, I am very excited for next week's movie.
A Nashville Christmas Carol.
Featuring Winona Judd.
And yeah, it has Winona. It has Kimberly Williams Paisley. Jessie Schramm is her name. Oh, that's what I know her from. So she was in Once Upon a Time.
I never watched that show.
She
Shocker.
played Cinderella in Once Upon a Time. She was on Chicago Med.
Man, they got a sure country lineup in here. Winona Judd, Sarah Evans, Ray Lynn, Kix Brooks. Is that of Brooks and Dunn? I'm guessing? Yeah. So, while I hated A Timeless Christmas, I am looking forward to A Nashville Christmas Carol.
All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us for this episode of Girls Gone Christmas. Let us know your thoughts on A Timeless Christmas. Did you agree? Better or worse than Never Kiss a Man in a Christmas Sweater? Weigh in. Come back next week. We will have episodes Thanksgiving week, our regular episode on Tuesday, and our bonus episode will be going up early on Wednesday, so you can listen as you do your Thanksgiving prep. As always, we love your ratings and reviews, so keep them coming. It does help people find us, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.